Most people want the ballroom. They want the spotlight, the promotion, the platform, the recognition, the finished product. But what they don't see is the kitchen. They don't see the preparation. They don't see the sacrifice. They don't see the hidden work. Today, I'm beginning the kitchen restoration of my Terra Dollhouse mansion. And while I work, I want to share a lesson from my journey and from my book, Diary of a Not So Mad Black Woman, From Corporate Warfare to Kingdom Purpose. Because before there is purpose, there's preparation. Welcome to my Terra Dollhouse mansion restoration, where every room tells a story and every restoration reveals a lesson. I'm Pastor Dawn, and as I restore this miniature mansion room by room, I'm sharing stories and insights from my book, Diary of a Not So Mad Black Woman, From Corporate Warfare to Kingdom Purpose. And when heaven demands justice. Today, we're working on the kitchen. And the lesson is simple. Don't despise the hidden work. As you can see, this kitchen is not finished yet. I still have a lot of decisions to make. I may work on the wallpaper. I may work on the flooring. I may work around wiring. I may have to stop, adjust, redo something, or come back later. And that's real life. Sometimes we begin with a vision, but we don't complete everything in one sitting. Sometimes we start with a plan. Then the process exposes what still needs to be corrected. That's not failure. That's restoration. And restoration has layers. Before a room can look beautiful, it has to be prepared. Before the lighting can shine, the wiring has to be right. Before the floor can be admired, the foundation must be measured, cut, fitted, and secured. And before a woman or a person walks fully in purpose, there is usually a long season of hidden preparation. When I think about the hidden work, I think about my own life. I grew up in the city of Detroit, Michigan, the fourth of 12 children. I know what it means to grow up with responsibility. I know what it means to carry weight early. I know what it means to figure life out without having every advantage, every resource, or every open door. I became a mother young. I was emancipated young. I had to grow up fast. There were seasons where I wasn't thinking about platforms, titles, leadership, ministry, books, consulting programs, or public recognition. I was thinking about survival. I was thinking about my children. I was thinking about how to keep moving forward. I was thinking about how to build a life when the beginning didn't look easy. That's why I understand the kitchen season. Kitchen is where you learn discipline. The kitchen is where work out the kinks. The kitchen season is where you learn endurance. The kitchen season is where you learn how to keep showing up even when nobody's clapping. In my book, Diary of a Not So Mad Black Woman, From Corporate Warfare to Kingdom Purpose, I write from a place of a woman who had to learn how to navigate systems, rooms, personalities, expectations, biases, spiritual pressure, professional pressure, and personal responsibility. That book is not just about work, it's about becoming. It's about what happens when God uses difficult environments to develop your character, your discernment, your voice, your assignment. Corporate warfare taught me some things. It taught me that every room is not safe. It taught me that every opportunity is not clean. It taught me that every person smiling is not aligned. And it taught me that competence does not exempt you from conflict. It taught me that being gifted does not mean that you won't be misunderstood. But it also taught me this: God can use pressure as preparation. God can use opposition as training. God can use closed doors to direct you. God can use warfare to prepare you and reveal your purpose. So when we talk about the kitchen, I'm not only talking about this miniature room, I'm talking about every private place where God prepared me before anybody recognized what he was doing in me. Right here is where I'm measuring, I'm cutting, fitting, and trying to make this kitchen come together. And there's the lesson. See me trying to level out the glue. You can't rush preparation. If the wallpaper is crooked, it'll show later. If the floor is not fitted, it'll show later. If the wiring is not secure, the lights won't work later. And that's how life works. Some things have to be corrected before they can be covered. Some things have to be aligned before they can be decorated. Some things have to be strengthened before they can be displaced and displayed. There are people who want visibility before they have stability. There are people who want the ballroom before they've survived the kitchen. But God is too wise to put weight on a structure that has not been prepared to hold it. The kitchen is not always the room people celebrate. People want to see the chandelier, they want to see the staircase, they want to see the ballroom, they want to see the beautiful furniture, the furnished rooms, but the kitchen is where preparation happens. The kitchen is where meals are made. The kitchen is where service begins. The kitchen is where nourishment is prepared. The kitchen is where the house is sustained. And in many ways, the kitchen is the heart of the house. And in life, hidden work is often the heart of purpose. Before I became a pastor, there was hidden work. Before I became an IT professional, there was hidden work. Before I became a founder, a coach, a consultant, an author, there was hidden work. Before there were programs, there were prayers. Before there were students or clients, there were lessons. Before there were books, there were battles. Before there was language for the assignment, there was pain. God had to help me process. And that is why I say, don't despise the hidden work. See, motherhood taught me. It taught me the hidden work. Leadership taught me the hidden work. Ministry taught me the hidden work. Technology taught me the hidden work. Community building, it taught me the hidden work. You can have a title and still be in preparation. You can have responsibility and still be in development. You can be visible to people and still be hidden with God. There were seasons when I was raising children, going to school, working, learning systems, building skills, serving in ministry, and still trying to understand what God was doing with my life. And at the time, it didn't always feel like purpose. It felt like pressure. It felt like survival. It felt like being overlooked. Sometimes it even felt like, Lord, when will this make sense? But now I can look back and say, God was building something. He was building endurance. He was building wisdom. He was building discernment. He was building courage. He was building the ability to walk into rooms and not lose myself. He was building the ability to speak truth without becoming bitter. He was building the ability to lead without needing applause. The Bible says in Zechariah 4:10, do not despise the day of small beginnings or small things. That scripture is so rooted, and it matters to me because restoration rarely begins big. It begins with one decision, one room, one correction, one cut, one repair, one step, one prayer, one act of obedience. We may not understand the small beginnings, but God knows. He knows what He placed on the inside of us. A seed doesn't look like harvest. A foundation doesn't look like a house. A kitchen under construction doesn't look like a finished mansion. But the beginning matters. Part of the reason I wrote Diary of a Not So Mad Black Woman is because Black women are often misread. Our strength gets misread. Our clarity gets misread. Our boundaries get misread. Our intelligence gets challenged. Our emotions get labeled. Our excellence gets minimized. And sometimes when we finally tell the truth, people act surprised that we had a voice all along. But the book is not about being angry. It's about being aware. It's about being healed, about being strategic. It's about refusing to let warfare define your identity. It's about allowing God to take what was meant to frustrate you and use it to form you. That's why the kitchen episode matters, because the kitchen represents the place where God works, where He works on the inside before the outside is ready to be seen. And when I think about my other book, When Heaven Demands Justice, I think about the deeper truth. There are things that God sees that people ignore. There are burdens that people carry that systems overlook. There are voices that get dismissed under heaven until heaven puts a demand on the earth. Voices that get dismissed until heaven puts a demand on the earth. Justice is not only about public confrontation. Justice also begins in the hidden places. It begins when a person decides, I won't let what happened to me destroy what God put in me. It begins when a woman decides, I won't become bitter, but I'll become clear. It begins when a leader decides, I'll build anyway. It begins when a community decides, we won't just survive, we'll create pathways for others. That's why this antebellum terra dollhouse mansion is more than a miniature house to me. It's a restoration process. It's a restoration project. And restoration is spiritual language. God restores people. He restores purpose. He restores voices. God restores dignity. God restores vision. God restores what looked broken and gives it function again. At this point, in the kitchen, I may not be finished, but that's okay. Some episodes in life don't end with everything completed. Some days, you only get the wall prepared. Some days, you only get the floor measured. Some days, you only figure out what doesn't work. And some days, you don't finish the room, but you make progress. That's still victory, because progress counts. Obedience counts. Preparation counts. Showing up counts. So here's the practical lesson from today. Stop measuring your life only by what is finished. Measure it by what is being formed. Measure it by what you're learning. Measure it by what you're correcting. Measure it by what you're building the discipline to complete. There are seasons where the work looks messy because God is dealing with the structure. There are seasons where it seems like nothing is happening because the most important work is happening underneath the surface. There are seasons where you want to get the reveal, but God is still working on the wiring. And if the wiring is not right, the light can't shine. It won't shine the way it was intended to shine. That's a word for somebody. Don't rush the reveal if God is still securing the wiring. Don't rush the platform if God is strengthening the foundation. Don't rush the ballroom if God is teaching you in the kitchen. As I look at this kitchen, I see more than wallpaper, flooring, furniture, miniature details. I see preparation. I see process. I see patience. I see a reminder that every mansion has rooms people rarely talk about, but the house can't function without them. That is how purpose works. Some of your most important seasons are not public. Some of your most powerful development won't be applauded. Some of your greatest preparation will happen in rooms where nobody sees you but God. But heaven keeps record. God sees hidden obedience. God sees private tears. God sees the decisions that you made when quitting would have been easier. God sees the way you kept building and never giving up. God sees the way that you keep believing. He sees the way that you keep showing up. And eventually, what God prepares in private, He knows how to reveal in public. Today, we started with the kitchen. We may not have finished everything, but we honor the process. And that's the lesson. Don't despise the hidden work. Don't despise the preparation season. Don't despise the small beginnings. Don't despise the kitchen, because the kitchen may be the very place where God is preparing what will sustain the whole house. If today's story resonated with you, I want to invite you to keep following my Antebellum-inspired Dollhouse mansion restoration journey. I'm restoring this mansion one room and one story at a time. You can also find more of these lessons in my books, Diary of a Not So Mad Black Woman, From Corporate Warfare to Kingdom Purpose, and When Heaven Demands Justice. If you're looking to grow professionally, change careers, or prepare for technology or industry certifications, Learn more about our Jump Accelerated program by sending me a direct message. Or if your organization, your ministry, your business, or community initiative needs support with consulting, project management, workforce development, technology strategy, nonprofit development, or leadership coaching, let's connect. This restoration is bigger than the Dollhouse. It is about faith. It is about leadership. It is about justice. It is about purpose. It's about legacy. Next time, we'll move into the dining room. And while we work, I want to tell you a story about dignity, justice, and a lesson my mother taught me that I've never forgotten. It's a story about respect. It's a story about knowing who you are. And it's a story about why some tables need to be challenged before they can be changed. Until next time, keep building, keep believing, and remember, what God is preparing in private will eventually be revealed in public. I'll see you in the next row.